strengths and weakness of their fighters.
Is that the fight that got away though?
Yeah,
for the fans, Ward and Golovkin?
Yeah. They didn't want the fight, and I wasn't gonna do a whole bunch of kicking and screaming about it. I mentioned it, and some of the writers that that really like him and favor him, they didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it. I got an email right here still to this day that shows Loeffler turning the fight down in a matter of seconds. Maybe this was probably about 2015, somewhere around there. Maybe in 2018. So we left it alone. We moved on, and I fought the big brother, Kovalev.
Those are the words of Andre Ward, and he took to Twitter and he had this to say. He says, "I like Jonathan Banks. We fought in the amateurs, but it's too late for this. What you win the people with, you have to keep that going to keep them. It shouldn't have taken last night's fight to see that they were gapping holes. Flaws were overlooked. Now it's catching up. The way I was raised in the gym, I got dirty looks from the coach. When I got hit, it was frowned upon. It wasn't okay. It wasn't allowed. In fact, it was unacceptable. Coach, son, he might hit you with one, but we don't get hit with twos and threes. My coach wasn't a hired hand. He was family." Okay. Winning covers a multitude of sins. Coaches don't be enamored with your athlete when they are winning. Be real with yourself and the athlete about their flaws and work on them daily. That's really the only way they can max out and be the best that they can be. Those are the words of Andre Ward. And, I listened to what Ward's saying. And what he's technically saying is that Golovkin, it's too late for Golovkin. You can't really teach your old dog new tricks. You've seen glimpses of that in the Steve Rolls fight. Steve Rolls were able, even with his limited experience, he was able to hit Golovkin. And what Golovkin did, he resorted back to the same type of fighter that he was. Okay? And like Andre Ward said, the same things you win the fans with, you got to keep doing. And those flaws, they can't be they can't be fixed now. Okay? That's basically what he's saying. And when he was in the gym, they didn't allow him to get hit with 1, 2s, and 3s like he did against Derevyanchenko. Okay? So at the beginning, I was letting you guys look at a clip of how Andre Ward knew that there was no way he wanted, or Tom Loeffler wanted Golovkin in there with him. Okay? That he said that fight got away. He said they knew what they were doing. And he said, I won't cry about it, but I know to this day that Tom Loeffler didn't want that fight because he knew the capabilities of his fighter. He knew that fighting Andre Ward is not the answer. Okay? So Andre Ward, what did he do? What did Andre Ward do at that point? At that point, he went and fought Kovalev, the big brother of Golovkin. Because, those guys trained together up there in Big Bear. They spent a lot of time together. And that was the next best thing for Andre Ward. And he's retired to this day. And, his health is intact. Now, Golovkin with his style, it's a fan-friendly style. It was an exciting fight. But you look at it, Jonathan Banks' objective, like he said, Jonathan Banks himself said, it's not even about the fans. I could care less about him entertaining any fans. I'm hired to help my boxer to fight the best possible fight, okay, without getting hit, to get hit less, okay, so to avoid punishment. That's my job. So if it's boring, I don't care. As long as I'm doing my job, I feel comfortable with this job that I'm doing. Now, this coincides with Andre Ward now, because Andre Ward, he grew up with the same mentality. Like, hey, you hit without being hit. There's nothing cool about punishment, Floyd Mayweather's words. These type of things that boxer punchers. And Andre Ward, he's a boxer. He's a slick boxer, but he likes to get in there and grind it out. But he works primarily on defense because, you know, that is a great deal of his repertoire is his defense, because he knows you can't get hit with certain punches and still be able to function. I heard Golovkin say himself, I would like to spend more time with my family. You know, he said that years ago. If you guys have followed this channel, I've said years ago that Golovkin should retire. You know what I mean? His wife wanted him to retire. He admitted. This was last year. So, yes, there's a lot of truth to the style that he has and the people that he's fighting now at a certain age that he's at. Okay? That's real. You can't backdate yourself. Okay? These guys are coming for your head. Now they know. They're going to come full fold now. They're going to treat Golovkin like all those welterweights are treating Manny Pacquiao. Why? Because they know, hey, one of these fights he's going to fold. One of these fights, the older he gets, he's not looking as well as he used to, right? Look at the Canelo fight, the rematch. Look at the rematch, okay? Steve Rose, he looked decent, but look at the experience. That really doesn't count. Look at the Deverenchenko fight, right? It's a downslope now. People are starting to see. He's fighting like an older fighter. He survived being an older fighter. He's like that old tough-ass man tough-ass prisoner in prison. Yeah, he can hold his own for how long? He might die a gruesome, violent death, but he will go down fighting. That reminds me of Golovkin. He might take one, he might take two, but he can't keep doing that. Somebody's going to split him up the back. Okay? In the prison yard. This is Golovkin, right? So Golovkin, with what he knows, again, this ain't the same Golovkin that fought Lemieux. You know what I'm saying? This Golovkin is more of a guy that now he has to fight tooth and nail with fighters. But then the fights, the opposition is rising people. Okay, these aren't the people that avoided him, therefore he didn't fight them, therefore he fought lower opposition, then he looked spectacular doing it. This isn't that no more. He's signed a $100 million contract with his own, $15 million a fight. He's going to have to deliver. You know, so he's going to have to fight these guys, Andre and Billy Joe, and all these guys that are young and are still undefeated. Damn near 10 years his prior. You know what I mean? So, wow. You know, I'm like, it's a hard road in front of him. That's why guys like Loma, you better fight all these guys now when you still have that ability. Because when you start losing it at 35, 36, you don't want to be like Rigendao. Okay? Erislandy Lara, he's getting there. You don't want to be these guys. You want to fight the best fights that you can fight when you can. Okay? And there's nothing cool about it. First of all, someone picking a older guy to fight. I never thought that was cool. However, it happens because that person refuses to leave. And since he refuses to leave, you have to make him leave. You have to beat a boxer out of the sport of boxing. It's the brutality of it, you know. And back to Andre Ward. Andre Ward knew how his career should have went, and he sees where Golovkin's career is going. Okay, and he referenced that to, you know, a time when he knew they didn't want me because they knew where he was already at. You know, but what's worse now, of course, he's older and struggling with physicalities and stamina and all types of stuff like that, as you can see. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Andre Ward's statements. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.